Split the trousers everywhere. Crazy.
Oh, God.
Unbelievable. Hello.
Hi.
You all right there?
Welcome back.
Hello. Yeah.
We didn't see you there for a sec.
No, just wrapped up in our own little world. So, we had a lot of fun before doing guitar effects, didn't we?
Yes.
And that was opened up what we wanted to do, looking at some other bits. So we
Yeah.
thought we'd actually just look at some vocal effects.
Actual vocal.
Dedicated vocal
processes.
effects. Some TC Helicon effects. In fact, one second. This could be okay. TC Helicon effects.
I feel like that could have been way better.
It should have been, but I don't really know how to use these, so...
Well, we soon will. We soon will. Right, Bradley. Would you
Bradley?
like... Yeah, you get a full title today.
Yeah, Bradley.
Do you want to tell our wonderful audience what exactly it is that we're using?
Well, whilst rummaging around the shop... Sorry, I'm just going to move this quickly because I don't want complaints about beard roughage. Whilst rummaging around the shop for other bits for videos, I picked up these three pedals, sorry, because these have been out for a little while from TC. They're dedicated vocal effects that do certain jobs. So, much like you have dedicated guitar effects for certain jobs, these are the vocal equivalents. Obviously, they've got XLR outputs, gain control, all that jazz. They are the real deal, and as such range between, I think it's around the £100 mark,
Right.
depending on what one you're going for. They do a few others. They've got an X1 distortion and a compression tonal pedal, but I just wanted to pick these ones up because I think with the fun we had last time, these could be quite good for what we were looking at.
Yeah.
So what we have is the D1 doubling detune, as you can see from, should be a hand model really, shouldn't I? Look at that. That's lovely, that.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely work. D1 doubling and detune. We've got the R1 tuned reverb, and then we've got the H1 intelligent harmony. So obviously all do a little bit something different. I think what we'll do is we'll actually, should we start from left to right?
Yeah, let's do it. Makes sense.
Have a little play and see what's going on. So doubling and detune. What would you use it for? That's the question, really. It is very much a case that your head is in the shot. Doubling and detune, what would you use it for? It's very much the case, it will just allow a solo performer to thicken up the vocals or detune it lower, just to give it something that it doesn't already have. Is
it basically an octave pedal for singers?
Kind of, yeah, for the most part.
It almost sounds like a double track kind of.
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing. But you know, we spoke before about vocalists having something just to add to it. Yeah,
texture and...
Yeah, exactly that, and that's what this provides. So let's turn the bad boy on.
Okey-doke.
We've got a few settings here: tight, loose, group, detune, thick, oct up, oct down, and shout.
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 Wow.
Sounds like a crazy Friday night, if you ask me. So. I don't know how's best to do this. Do you want to just...
If I just sing something random... Yeah. And then you just... If, you know, on here, they can have a look.
On here?
I went really northern, didn't I?
You went proper scare. On here, our kid.
You can just have a little...
I'll have a little play and see what we find.
All right. Okay. So, this is it normal.
So this
is that right?
That's a tight doubling.
Okay. So, tight doubling... Da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. That's quite nice.
That's loose doubling.
La 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 la, la 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 la.
That's group.
La 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 la.
Detune.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Why have I ended up singing Frank Sinatra?
Not quite sure. They're quite subtle differences, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Between those.
It's not massive, is it?
No, I think because those are the doublings, and obviously then we get to the detune. What's thick?
La da 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 da. Da, da, da. It does, just if you struggle with, I suppose, in certain registers, that generally just the thickness of your sound.
Do you think you want to add a bit of confidence to vocalists?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that kind of one of the things?
I think a lot of people, you either are more confident in your chest voice, which I am, or in your head voice. And either one like my head voice is really quite weak. So if I was to
I feel like you're staring at me.
I am.
Like, did that help in any way, or?
Yeah, well, it is just thicker. Like
I did move it to octave up. That's my fault.
Yeah, but having that extra like line,
yeah,
that extra texture, you do feel a little less
broadens the
vulnerable.
sound.
Yeah,
I think when you've got those solo performers that go out with backing tracks or maybe just acoustic guitar or keyboard, that's where it makes the difference.
For sure.
And obviously, with it being a pedal, it doesn't have to be on all the time. You can just drop it in and out.
Yeah.
With the tap of the
For
foot,
a chorus
which is
or whatever.
yeah, 100%. And that's the great thing about it. So try octave up again.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
That's pretty scary. Octave down.
La 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 la.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's really cool.
La 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 la. It's like my inner man. He wants to come out.
It's like when you're laughing. That was great.
La 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 la.
Let's give Shout a try then.
La 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 la.
Oh, that's
I think
quite
this
cool.
is meant to be for if you're, I don't know, what do they mean by shout?
It made me think of Destiny's Child, because like that doubled is more almost intensified. So you know, on tracks where you have the main vocal as normal, and then the backing a bit more intense.
Okay.
Give us some. I don't know.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. My body's too bootylicious for you, babe.
Don't know if that song works so well. It was like someone on helium in the background just getting really angry. Just a really angry helium abuser.
Yeah, I think I prefer the octave down.
Yeah, that's the most practical.
Yeah, the other one, it's...
Let's try that again
Yeah.
then. So, is there a particular song that you would use that for, or like anything in your tracks?
And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Perfect.
I love you.
It's like Robbie is sat in the room.
He's so in time.
It's not like the real Robbie. God. That's our D tune,
Yeah.
which I think is quite cool.
Yeah.
Reverb.
Okay.
Obviously, this should be nice and simple in
Yeah.
theory. What I like is it's very clearly laid out as to what type of reverb you've got. So we'll turn the bad boy on, we'll bring it over to Hall, then you've got your dry wet, and obviously it's the same on this. Once you select what you want, dry wet will bring in however much of that effect you want. So if we started with Hall and you start singing, I'll just introduce it. Yeah, so as you can see, you can have a certain type of reverb, but just bring it in quite dramatically or just quite subtly. So if you wanted plate reverb, which is usually quite sharp and quick.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, oh, it's quite subtle.
What about arena?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's quite a distant reverb, isn't it?
Yeah, really distant, so that's a bit odd.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's connected to my vocal at all.
It's a bit weird, but I think what's nice about this, and something we spoke about before, is having a PA system with reverb is one thing, but the vocalist having control, especially if they're talking between sets, being able to turn that on and off.
Yeah.
Or just introduce it, like if you are going to have a really drastic reverb, you know, if you want ambience and whack that up full, don't know what that's going to sound like.
Not that much.
Not that much for, I suppose it's ambient reverb, but that's something that you might want to introduce in a certain line or in a chorus, not for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we'll play with this in a second, because I think this is going to be something that will work well with either of these.
The other
In
two,
fact, let's detune and bring in some plate reverb. How does that sound?
Ooh. Ooh, yeah. La, la, la.
I've just pretty much taken you out of the mix and just turned you into a bloke.
La, 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 la.
Oh, that was quite good, wasn't it? Thing is, now you can go to auditions, just little tash.
Do you know what though? Like, I think the reason why I tried to do that low note is I feel like sometimes that wouldn't
Register properly,
yeah.
or?
I don't know that it would somehow like distort. Like, the note's definitely there, isn't it?
It's there. These guys use some really clever algorithms because essentially these are just little computers in boxes, which is something that people don't think about because obviously with most guitar effects, that's changing now. It always used to be a case it was just a circuit. These are like tiny little computers, and as such, TC themselves only recommend 3 on average in a signal chain.
Okay.
So if you introduce too many, then you start getting delay or latency.
Which is not what you are.
Oh, it's certainly not in a live environment. It's not so bad in a studio, but live is no good. Right, so something that I love and I think is great is the harmony pedals.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I've seen performers use and it makes a hell of a difference.
Yeah, I agree. I was saying, wasn't I?
Yeah.
At the weekend, I was in...
Little anecdote.
I was in just a pub garden. There was a little band playing, and I don't think there was 2 singers, and I don't think either of them were too confident. One was bass player, one was a guitar player, and they used a harmony pedal. So whenever they needed to come in with BVs, it just fleshed it out, just kind of like
it makes it so much thicker.
Yeah, and I felt like he was so much more confident when his pedal was on. And when he wasn't, it was like, quick, get to the chorus and then we can use the pedal.
I'll tell you what, if you give me some Amazing Grace, I'm going to introduce this.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. But, can I just add, you do need your key, don't you, for this?
You do. So, well, you do and you don't. Because you have a key, but you can plug a guitar in.
Oh.
And the guitar register the key for what you're playing.
Oh, that
so
is
if you're a
very
solo
clever.
performer going out and you don't know the key or you're changing the songs constantly, you
That
can
will
plug
respond.
the guitar in there and
That
out.
is so clever.
Very, very clever, and we like that. So let's, yeah, as I say, I've set it to G, or we've got below. Let's put above and below.
Yeah?
And then we're going to I'm going to set it quite wet.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think Chris is setting the key for us with the G.
Is that a G? You're on E.
Oh, sorry, I'm an E. No, we wanted E. I lied. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, we'll
Go on
in
then.
E.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Sorry. I was just, that must have been so frustrated me just playing with that as you were singing.
Did you change something where it stopped off short?
No, that was, what I did was I added reverb, but I kept playing with all the different, the voices, and then obviously just changed the wetness down a bit. So obviously that was less harmony, but that sounded great.
I like that one.
That was
I
great.
feel like I'm my own choir.
You're going out as a one-woman gospel choir. Oh, are there any other songs that you think would work quite well with that? I suppose any song really would work well with that.
Yeah. Should we stay and do something else like gospel-y or?
Don't worry, just be happy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
There's a lot of fun to be had with this.
Oh yeah.
I think if you were working on like a certain set list, you'd probably want to go through and work out what the actual key was and change it into it to really get the best out of it.
I also think having, like, we have had a little go kind of off camera as well, and there's certain songs that it definitely lends itself better to. There's somewhere you know, you listen and you think, oh, no,
but
it sounds
again,
a bit
like,
strange, but
if you go and put harmony on everything, then it is going to say, the whole point is that stuff doesn't sound samey.
Yeah.
So it defeats the point of having it on everything.
Tastefully, I think.
Yeah.
And
so,
something where it's going to make people go like, oh, wow, that sounded really cool.
So,
that was fun.
Vocalist.
Yeah.
First time using actual vocal effects. What do you think?
I actually really liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. I think I like using a combination of a few. Like, that one's great. Like, if I had to pick one that I thought I would use the most on, like, an acoustic gig or things like that, I'd use the harmony one.
Yeah.
But I think if I was in a proper gig scenario where I'm doing 2 45-minute sets, I need to mix it up, I think having a mixture, especially these two.
Yeah.
Because I do like the reverb again, but I feel like reverb's easier to achieve than using a pedal.
You don't get harmony effects on a mixer, so it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're on a budget or whatever and you're thinking, what could I actually use? I think using these ones, you know, the double and the detune and the harmony, these are things that are really they're gonna add to your set. They
revolutionise it a bit, don't they?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think they're really, really cool.
Well, that's awesome. I think that's been really useful, and hopefully it's been useful for you guys at home.
Yeah.
There's more content on the website for these, on the web channels, so please feel free to go and look at those. You can come and check them out in store. We've got demo facilities for them as well.
Plug in, have a go yourself.
Plug in, have a little play.
It's fun just trying, and not, you know, having like not sung proper songs, but just like trying out with different sounds, I found it really insightful.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple of other ones that I'd like to do, the Mic Mechanic and the Harmony Singer. So yeah, hopefully we'll do a bit of those. That'd be wicked. So as always, thanks for watching. It's been great having you. I've been Brad.
And I've been Meg.
You didn't know who you were for a second.
I didn't know.
It's been a long day.
It's the heat.
The Great British Heat Wave of 2018.
We're pathetic, aren't we?
We're rubbish.
Absolutely pathetic.
You're off to Malta next week, or this week. You're going to die.
Burn like a piece of bacon.
Like a piece of bacon.
I do. Oh, just crisp.
Oh, on that wonderful note. Thanks very much, guys. You take care.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Split the trousers everywhere. Crazy.
Oh, God.
Unbelievable. Hello.
Hi.
You all right there?
Welcome back.
Hello. Yeah.
We didn't see you there for a sec.
No, just wrapped up in our own little world. So, we had a lot of fun before doing guitar effects, didn't we?
Yes.
And that was opened up what we wanted to do, looking at some other bits. So we thought we'd actually just look at some vocal effects.
Actual vocal.
Dedicated vocal effects. Some TC Helicon effects. In fact, one second. This could be okay. TC Helicon effects.
I feel like that could have been way better.
It should have been, but I don't really know how to use these, so...
Well, we soon will. We soon will. Right, Bradley. Would you
Bradley?
Like... Yeah, you get a full title today.
Yeah, Bradley.
Do you want to tell our wonderful audience what exactly it is that we're using?
Well, whilst rummaging around the shop... Sorry, I'm just going to move this quickly because I don't want complaints about beard roughage. Whilst rummaging around the shop for other bits for videos, I picked up these three pedals, sorry, because these have been out for a little while from TC. They're dedicated vocal effects that do certain jobs. So, much like you have dedicated guitar effects for certain jobs, these are the vocal equivalents. Obviously, they've got XLR outputs, gain control, all that jazz. They are the real deal, and as such range between, I think it's around the £100 mark,
right,
depending on what one you're going for. They do a few others. They've got an X1 distortion and a compression tonal pedal, but I just wanted to pick these ones up because I think with the fun we had last time,